Just wanted to show a quick video on how to capture, view, and recall a Wise Capture log. I've been asked a few times about kind of the deeper workings of it, so hopefully this is helpful. I learned how to do this a long time ago when I was in QA, and I still use it quite a bit now to periodically capture profiles to gauge performance and other metrics because you're able to save the file, you can always go back to it and compare it to like how you're currently sitting performance wise. There's a lot of data in it, so there's a lot of useful information there. The first thing I want to do is increase the profiler file size so that your profile doesn't get lopped off when you're halfway through. So if you go up to project, profiler settings, and then down here under maximum file size, I believe you can set this to whatever you want. 2000, 2 gigs has usually been enough. So that's how you set that. If you push F6, you'll go over to the profiler window. There's 4 different profilers. I'm sure as many people know, there's the F6 profiler, the F10 audio objects profiler, the F11 voice profiler, and the F12 game object profiler. And they're all very useful, and all the data that is captured in a capture all populates and it can be recalled when you reload the file. So just a quick view of the buttons that you will be using is the main button is just to connect to a remote platform. So when you press that, the build will show up. And then the other one is reconnect to a platform. Will reconnect to an already established connection. This one will be grayed out if you've closed the editor and that connection has now been broken. So you'd have to go back and hit that one again. There's various display options that you can go through, so you can kind of filter what you're actually looking for. Like if you only care about sound banks, you can turn everything else off except for sound banks. There's also API calls for RTPCs, obstruction, occlusion, and that kind of stuff. And then there's a save button, which you can save the profile log, which is really helpful because you can actually attach this file to, QA can attach this file to a bug, which makes debugging for an audio designer very simple, or much simpler than if you didn't have it. So one thing to note when you go to connect to your build, these options here, there's 3 different modes for capturing. There's profile only, which will only profile any changes you make in Wise won't be reflected. The profile and sync inspected objects only. This is only the objects that are selected in the Explorer. The transport control will be synced, and then the option below that, sync all modified objects, will sync anything that you've changed. This is the most expensive. This is the cheapest. If you've got a really big game with a lot of stuff in it, this can take some time to sync everything. But if you've got a fairly simple or smaller game, it's usually quite quick. So real quick, we'll just connect to my build, and then I will run around a little bit in it. You should see things start to pop up. The voice starvation thing comes up every time you attach the editor or the capture for some reason. So yeah, you can see things start to come through, and then once you stop, and if you hit the save button, you can save this capture log. So I'm just going to overwrite that one. So say you're down the road and you want to go back and look at this capture. If you hit the remote platform button, connect to file, and then locate the file that you saved, and then open it, and it'll recall everything that was there. And then you can go through all of the editors, or sorry, all the different profilers, and see how the performance was, how the voice count was, and all that kind of stuff. That's it. Thank you.